the bloopers.
Hi, Professor McClinton. Hi, Professor McClinton. My name is Chris, and I'm Morgan's stepdad, and we are going to walk through her final project together.
Yes, we are. So, let's discuss a popular film that was like made 10 years ago.
Okay.
Since that movie, how have your opinions on male and female role models changed?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to make a note that the final assignment does say find an expert, so I will consider myself an expert when it comes to movies, considering I worked in a Blockbuster after I graduated high school. Unfortunately, there's only one Blockbuster left in the whole country, and it wasn't the one I worked at, so maybe I wasn't a very good employee, who knows. So I was checking out the question, and it kind of got me thinking. So I couldn't think of one movie that really addressed the differences in how a movie is portrayed 10 years ago and how it will be portrayed today, be it male or female roles, gender roles, race, sexual roles. But I know, and when I was thinking about this being 2020, I went back 10 years. So I started to look at all the movies during the 2000s. And I was kind of surprised to see that really that's when the Pixar phenomenon kicked off. So I think it's a little difficult to apply those questions to a Pixar movie when you think that it's all animated and cartoon related and all happy songs and all that good stuff. So, and it was also the start of a lot of franchise movies. So Harry Potter, Fast and the Furious, the Lord of the Rings, the Twilight movies. And then the other thing that I also looked at when I started to think of differences in gender and in race, I just Googled popular movies of the 2000s. And I thought it was funny that out of all of the movie posters that popped up, they showed the titles of the movie, only 2 of them had a woman on the front. They were Avatar, which is an animated female character, and then the other one being Mean Girls. So I thought right away that that was funny, that 10 years ago or so, they were thinking about females as either going to be an animated character or they're in a movie with the word mean in it right away. So I just kind of thought that was funny when I realized that. The other thing that I noticed was that there are no African Americans on the front of movie posters from the year 2000 and 2010. So I ended up, when I went through the popular movies, only Will Smith was on them for I Am Legend and The Pursuit of Happiness. So I thought that was funny as well. So I took it a step forward, and I kind of Googled 2000 African-American movies, and only 6 popped up. So I was shocked. So it was just Remember the Titans and Ray, about Ray Charles. So just kind of those 2 things there. I know it's not really related to a movie, but I just kind of found that alarming that there was only 2 movies associated to African-American movie stars. So I then started to think about how because I know that this is a sex and cinema class, so I started to think about how movies from the 2000s could be portrayed today. And this kind of ties into the LGBTQ aspect of it as well, because when I thought about those movies, I thought of Brokeback Mountain, and I thought of Transamerica. So Brokeback Mountain was a really popular movie. I think it won 3 Oscars, but the funny thing is that it's most probably widely remembered for is the male homosexuality roles in the movie, I think. As a matter of fact, I even read Roger Ebert's review on it, and he refers to it as a gay cowboy movie. So I thought that was kind of funny that this movie that won all kinds of Oscars had all these
Pause.
had all these great actors in it. It's now looked at as a gay cowboy movie. So I thought that was kind of funny. I think in the 10 years or so since that decade has passed, I think that movie now could be recreated, and I don't think it would be necessarily picked up on the gay aspects of it. I think it would more talk about the lives of the characters and how their repressed emotions from their fathers and from the male role models kind of almost made them ashamed to have these types of feelings towards each other. And then the other movie was Transamerica, which is about a man that wants to become a woman, and then she finds out, I think it's like 3 weeks or so before the operation, that she had a son. Well, as a man, she had a son, and then she wanted to do the gender reassignment surgery to become a woman. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and I think that, oddly enough, I almost feel as though a man becoming a woman is probably looked at more commonly as a woman becoming a man. So I kind of wondered how that film would now play out if you reverse the roles that way, and it was looked at as a woman becoming a man as opposed to a man becoming a woman. I think it would have been totally different. Um, and I also, the other thing I was thinking about Brokeback Mountain as well is I wonder if those roles were reversed and it was two women as opposed to two men in that movie. I think it probably would have looked um, more common, or it would have been more socially acceptable. I think that's just the way that society is when it looks at um, male males in general. So I think that both those movies, just kind of thinking back on those movies and how they may have changed over the past 10 years, I think that right now they would be obviously more socially acceptable, and I think it's too bad that really both those movies kind of um, got a bad rap, or they received more attention than they should have. I think it was a popular message, but unfortunately, it was more based on um, homosexuality and the gender reassignment procedure. So those are really the two movies that I thought of the most. And I think that now today, and I think it's a good thing that they'd be more acceptable than they were 10 years ago. So um, I think that's probably about it. And I think she deserves an A, most importantly. Thank you.